Tonight, on a Nation Sports Show, we continue our recaps of the 2023 NBA playoffs. This past weekend in Sacramento on the road in Game 7, Stephen Curry had one of the greatest epic playoff performances in basketball history. Also tonight, we bring to you our analysis of the 2023 NFL Draft from Kansas City. Tonight, we give our thoughts on what we teams thought drafted the best and drafted the worst. Lamar Jackson finally got what he wanted from the Baltimore Ravens, a big fat contract. Plus, we bring to you our thoughts on an epic choke job in the NHL playoffs by the Boston Bruins against the Florida Panthers. It's showtime.
From the grid up to the court, talking all that is sport, breaking down the latest news, scores, and more. Welcome to our Nation Sports Show.
All right, here we go. We are live once again. It is a Tuesday, and you know what that means. It is our Nation Sports Show. We thank everybody for joining us. I'm Ezra Vickery, of course, here. And, of course, we got ourselves a little four-man team tonight. The four crew is back. Four-headed monsters here. We're ready to rock. But, of course, before we get into our news and all that, we got to tell you the ways you can follow us. And, of course, the ways you can is, of course, at Owen_Sports Show on Twitter, Facebook.com/Our Nation Sports Show, Instagram.com/Our Nation Sports Show. Don't forget to follow us here on the YouTube channel as well. Like, subscribe, and share. Of course, our show is live every Tuesday, 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific. Don't forget to check out the Nation's Corner as well, our sister show there with, of course, Front Row, Tony Justice, Mongrovian Mike, and Deb Housen. Check them out, as well as the assorted other special guests we have on the show, as well as 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific every Saturday to talk all things professional wrestling. And they have a lot to talk about after this week's WWE draft. And I know they're going to have some poignant thoughts on what happened. So they're going to give those thoughts on that. Plus, of course, they're going to talk about as well the numbers that keep increasing about the all-in Wembley ticket sales. So it's going to be awesome to talk about that on Saturday. But don't forget to also follow Too Sweet Cosplay across all socials. Too Sweet Cosplay. Our next event appearance will be Anime Central, Rosemont at the Hyatt Regency Chicago O'Hare on May 21st. Time to be announced for the photo shoot. That's what we're going to be there one day doing the photo shoot. So find us there. We'll give you all the info on our page. So keep an eye on that as we get that information out to you all. All right, enough promoting, enough shilling, enough doing other pointless shit like Gene Simmons at a concert. I promote this. This is what I do. But anyways, we got a crew here. We got to introduce us. So let's get it going. We got with us today, joining us live for the show is our man here, JT himself, Mr. Joey Thornton. What's up, brother?
What is up, everyone? I'm glad to be back here for another week. And my gosh, what a week it was. NBA playoffs, NHL playoffs, baseball heating up. Of course, we're still away from football season to come around in about 4.5 months. So, hell, we got to have something to talk about in that time frame. So, without further ado, let's get to it.
Absolutely. A man who's microphone has more echo than Kirk Hammett's wah-wah pedal. But I digress. Steven, I'm glad you got that. Yes, definitely. And then, of course, we got with us the leader of the Niner gang, the man whose team came back from a little bit. The team came back on that Game 7 and won it in dominating fashion. That is, of course, the Golden State Warriors, and that is basically the leader of this group on the sports show, the one, the only, K-Rod, Kevin Rory. What's up, man?
What's going on, fellas? Hope everybody's doing a pretty good tonight out there. And here on this Tuesday, and like Joey said, what a week of sports, NBA playoffs, the NFL draft, 7 rounds of nonstop action, people going here, people going there. But I tell you where people won't go, and that's to another LeBron James game. Not after this series.
No. I thought it was another Dillon Brooks game.
They wouldn't want his autograph. They wouldn't go to his game or get his autograph. Maybe in China.
Wait, that's Dillon Brooks' job. What are we talking about?
Very good point, touche. And the man who basically brought himself into the introduction without me introducing him as usual. Man who's interrupting more people than Kanye West. And the man who happens is the unknown stunt double for Keanu Reeves and John Wick, none other than the one, the only Big Stevie Wyand. What's up?
And also a musician as well, for those that don't know. Anyways, and also talking about echoes. I mean, Christ, I mean that arena up there in Amsterdam had more echoes as far as I'm concerned, because the acoustics in that arena were just terrible for Metallica. It wasn't Metallica, it was the stupid sound in that arena. But that's a different story for a different day. But anyways, we are here to talk about the world of sports, all things NFL, NBA, NHL, and whatever we decide to talk about. So with that being said and do, let's go.
And may I say real quick, since we're not going to be on tomorrow, for the wrestling fans and all of us, happy Bullet Club Day tomorrow, May 3rd of 2013. Carl Anderson, Tama Tonga, Bad Luck Fale, and one guy by the name of Prince Devitt founded a stable that will last 10 years and have some of the biggest stars in pro wrestling in it. And that, of course, is Bullet Club. So happy 10-year anniversary to the BC. For life.
Yes.
And, of course, I'm rocking the Talking Shop Carl Anderson Luke Gallows shirt tonight, but of course that's for a wrestling show, but still happy 10-year anniversary to the BC. Too sweet. All right, let's get right into it, guys. Let's go ahead. We're going to talk about the biggest we're going to talk about a choking incident that happened. It's very serious, this choking incident. They were basically, somebody had to revive this this individual, shall we say, team, and that is the Boston Bruins. The Boston Bruins were up 3-1 in a series against the Florida Panthers, and let 3 games in a row slide by them, including the loss in Game 7 in overtime, to be eliminated from the NHL playoffs. A team who was 65-12-2, a team who had broken both the single season points and wins records in NHL history, a team that, you know, many people say it has an immediate run. We're at an immediate run to the Stanley Cup title. They won the President's Trophy, with their wins and all that, but it did not come to be. Florida, they ended up choking. Florida Panthers took advantage and put the boot on the throat, and that was it. Florida Panthers came back, and now they move on to the next round. They play tonight. Actually, they played tonight in their first game of the second round. So, I gotta ask this question to you guys: the total collapse of the Boston Bruins in the playoffs. I mean, what are your guys' opinions and analysis?
So, I watch a little. I watch quite a bit of hockey. I will say that I do watch quite a bit of hockey, and I was keeping up with it, keeping up with the standings, because I like to watch Carolina perform whenever they get out on the ice. But Boston, I mean, they pretty much had the Stanley Cup on a silver platter in front of them, breaking the wins record in the regular season, breaking the points record in the regular season. Boston, they were like, okay, we got all these accolades. We're going into the postseason as a favorite, so let's go out and get this thing done. First 4 games passed, they're up 3-1. They feel like they're on cloud 9. 1 win away from advancing to the next round. But then, oh man, what can I say? It's the same mantra for the playoffs in the NHL as it is in the NBA, NFL, Major League Baseball, whatever. Yes, the regular season counts, but come playoff time, it's put up or shut up. And honestly, Boston, they did what they could. I mean, they got goals whenever they needed them the most. But the fact of the matter is the defense fell apart. The defense fell asleep. 3-1 lead. Like an NBA Finals a few years ago when the Warriors held that 3-1 lead over LeBron and the Cleveland Cavaliers. The Warriors thought they were on cloud 9. But then everything just fell apart just like it did for Boston. Of course, this was very, very, very different because Cleveland just got lucky. But Florida, they were like, hey, listen, guys, we may be down 3-1, but we're still in this. We can go out there and shock the whole world and beat this top-seeded team who steamrolled everybody because this is playoff time. And in the playoffs, we mean business. And in the playoffs, everybody should mean business. Some teams get some wins and some teams get losses. Some teams get lucky streaks and some teams don't. It just all depends on the type of effort you put out there in the field, whether it's on the field, a court, a stadium, a diamond, a rink, whatever. It all depends on what kind of effort you put in there. And honestly, Boston, I think they were getting too cocky because they were, like I said, 3-1. Thought they were on cloud 9. I thought they were going to steamroll through this entire postseason. But then they got a rude awakening by the name of the Florida Panthers. Because Florida, they fought, they clawed, and they rose to victory in Game 7, getting that last-second overtime goal to steamroll past the Bruins 4-3 in Game 7 to win the series 4-3 and give Boston their first 3-game losing streak out of any point in the regular and postseason. So, bottom line, Boston struggled, Florida rose to the occasion, and now Florida's going to the next round, and Boston, well, have fun sitting at home, boys, because you probably ain't going to make it back next season because some of your players are already looking to either retire or move on. So, it was a nice run, Boston. It was a nice run, but just couldn't get it done.
They could not get it done. I mean, this was an epic collapse of epic proportions. I mean, when you have all of these records in the regular season, you would have figured that the Bruins would have had this championship, in front of them, and they would have been laser sharp focused to be perhaps considered one of the greatest hockey teams in professional hockey history. But the simple fact that they went out there, they took that 3-1 series lead, and they were just so confident and so cocky that, we can just take a game off, we'll be fine. No, in hockey, it's similar to football. You have to play.
Steven, real quick, we have breaking news. Breaking news just came in. The MVP in the NBA, Joel Embiid.
Yes, sir.
Wow.
Yes, sir.
And the graphic that ESPN posted for him is a DX tribute graphic.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
It says break it down, and it has 3. It says break it down. Joel Embiid is the 2022-2023 MVP.
That is awesome.
Well deserved, brother. Well deserved.
Yep, wanted to break that 9 minutes ago. It was announced. So congratulations to Joel Embiid, the MVP of the NBA.
That is awesome.
And we'll get more into that as we talk and get into our NBA coverage. So, Steven, go ahead and continue your thoughts on the collapse of the Bruins in the playoffs.
So, I mean, to put this in perspective, I mean, when you're up 3-1, this may not be the Philadelphia Flyers of 2010, but this is pretty damn close. I mean, to blow this kind of lead especially in hockey, when any game can be won or lost. I mean, this was very bad. I mean, in game 7 on their home floor, on their home rink, you had the crowd was dead for nearly 45 minutes or so in this game. Like, they had nothing to cheer for. They did not show up until the third period. Oh, we're gonna just show up. Finally we're gonna, yeah, they got a goal. They got a goal, in the second period, whatever. But we'll finally show up in the final period. And then with a minute to go in the third period, you give up the tying goal. And then I knew right then and there, I said, they're going to lose this game. They're going to find a way to screw this up. And that they did.
Yes, and keep in mind, Steamer, real quick, I just wanted to point out, whenever Florida got that tying goal right there at the last minute, Florida's goalie wasn't even in the net. Florida's net was empty.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's saying something. I mean, look at this team. I mean, this is another Cinderella team, right now. This could be the St. Louis Blues of this playoffs. I mean, in these Stanley Cup playoffs, like, this could be a team that is fixing to embark on a magic carpet ride. And this could be this could be the rallying cry, everybody counted us out against the top dog, Boston Bruins. And they said, yeah, we're going back to Florida, but they're coming with us. They're going home. And, and all that. They took it one game at a time. You had them dead to rights. And you couldn't even get the job done. You had 2 out of 3 games on your home ice and could not get the job done. And this also falls on their head coach for playing some of his big-time star players through significant injuries. You cannot do that. When you have the division all wrapped up, you had the Atlantic Division wrapped up, the best record in the NHL, and you still played your players. When you had every opportunity to even rest them for 4 to 5, maybe 6 games and all that, to get them ready for the most important journey, and that's the playoffs, the postseason, because every game in the postseason matters. I mean, we're going to get to it here in a little bit, but like with the Miami Heat, yeah, they beat the Bucks in their series in 5 games, and then Butler and Miami took out the Knicks in game 1. And yeah, Butler has the ankle injury and he's going to be out for game 2. But Miami knows what's at stake. You've already got the split in that series. This is what the Bruins should have been doing all season long. When you have the division wrapped up, the best record in the NHL wrapped up, you should have taken this into consideration and rest your star players. Don't overplay them, because come by playoff time, they're going to be tired as crap. And look what happened. The Bruins ran out of gas, period.
Yep.
And this loss is inexcusable. It's inexcusable. To blow this series lead and to lose 2 out of 3 games on your home ice, you have nothing. You have nobody to blame but your own selves. This organization is cursed. I know the Vancouver Canucks are laughing hysterically, even though they blew their Stanley Cup championship against the Bruins in 2011. The Boston Bruins are this generation's Montreal Canadiens. The Canadiens, historically known for choking away series, choking away opportunities. The Maple Leafs, historical chokers in Canada. The Boston Bruins are this generation's Canadiens and Maple Leafs. Cursed forever because of this loss, breaking all these records. And now, what do these records mean now? Absolutely nothing. This is on the same bargain as the Golden State Warriors team from 2015-16, 73-9. What did that mean? Absolutely nothing. Same thing as the Patriots team from 2007-08, 16-0. And what does that do? Nothing. Perfection up until the championship game, 18-1. 18-1 is the worst 18-1 record in NFL history because you didn't come away with the championship. And the Boston Bruins in the NHL for 2022-23 are the single greatest choke job in North American sports for this calendar year. Epic collapse. You blew it. You had it all, and you blew it.
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't agree more. I mean, we see collapses like this all the time in sports. All the time. So, I mean, it's just like, just because a team dominates the regular season doesn't mean they're going to dominate the postseason. Because, like I said, in the postseason is put up or shut up. Hands down.
That's right. That's right. You have to show up every single game because if you don't, teams are going to come after you. They're going to smell blood. They sense that vulnerability, and that's what the Bruins showed in this series in the last 3 games that they gave away.
That's right.
Pathetic. Absolutely pathetic.
Oh.
That's what I said after hearing about after this Bruins team did this to their fans. Like, how dare you? You know, you gave your fans all this hope. Oh, we have a chance, and then you do that, and like just terrible, absolutely terrible.
Absolutely terrible.
It blows my mind, you know, how this team had all these expectations, and they were just storming through the league, you know, and then they did this, like, epic collapse. And the Celtics, I hate to say it, but the Celtics in the NBA, they might suffer the same fate at some point during this season. Look at them in the regular season. They were cruising, and then they started to falter. And now in the playoffs, they're down 0-1 against Philadelphia.
Yep. Now, I will say, though, as much as we have clowned about Kendrick Perkins being possibly the worst broadcaster of all time when it comes to NBA, there's something that he said this morning that actually made a lot of sense for once. He was
Kevin
talking about
immediately disagree on that statement you just said.
Uh-oh. Yep,
Yeah,
I think Kevin,
he actually said something that made a lot of sense for once. He was talking about the 76ers and Celtics game, and he was previewing game 2, and he was, if I'm Doc Rivers and I hear that Joel Embiid is ready to go for game 2, I would put him out there because I would love to be up 2-0 taking this series back to Philly, and I'm like, finally, he says something worth meaningful.
And Kevin's response to that would be?
Disagree big time. Because exactly what, Stephen, what did we just talk about, Jimmy Butler? You got to split. Why be greedy? Because watch him. We're going to put Embiid out there, and he's already a big fella. He already has a past of getting hurt in the playoffs. Why put him out there? Just accept the split, go back to Philly, get the guy some extra rest. That's the stupidest shit I ever heard of. Let Harden do what he's did in game 1. Let's see it. Put the pressure on the Celtics. See if they can make adjustments. That was the dumbest shit Kendrick Perkins could have said because you want to get greedy. Greedy is going to get you hurt. That's what's going to happen. Then it's going to injure.
Yeah, you do got to
like it did last year when the Miami Heat put your dumb asses out because Doc Rivers said, "Oh, I'm still going to play Embiid even though he's hurt." Guy was laying at the free throw line, gassed, hurting, and then you go on and Jimmy Butler cooks your ass, and now you're out of the playoffs. Same thing can happen. Just sit the guy, accept the split. Okay, if Harden doesn't, if they don't make no adjustments, then they deserve to be down 2-0 and let Harden do his thing. Don't rush the guy back. Same way with Jimmy Butler. That's why he's sitting in game 2. Eric Spoelstra, a smarter coach, by the way, than Doc Rivers, straight up said it. He said, listen, if this was game 7, Butler could go. This is not game 7. This is game 2. Where it's a race to 4. It's chess, not checkers. It's a marathon, not a sprint. I'm not gonna risk my guy's injury just for one game that's not needed. We're up 1-0.
Exactly. And it's a smart by Spoelstra because Spoelstra knows what it's like to win championships. He's know what it's like to prolong his star players, like when he had LeBron and Chris Bosh and Dwayne Wade on the same team. He knows how to keep his star players' minutes great.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Let's see here.
I mean, yeah, I guess I can kind of agree with that. I mean, if there's one thing that we need to learn in life is to not be greedy. And honestly, I mean, yeah, I can see what Kendrick Perkins is trying to say now. I guess I must have took it the wrong way, but hey, we all take things the wrong way at some point, right?
Yep.
Yeah, they all do. Of course we do. Carolina Panthers think they're talented. They took that the wrong way.
Steven's favorite team.
Sir.
I know when I come to North Carolina, I'm personally going to deliver you that Carolina Panthers jersey.
What is it? Custom made. It says Steven's favorite team, number 1.
It would say something worse, but I think it's not right for camera.
Oh, Lord.
I don't know. I come up with something. I'll let you know. But yeah, you mentioned since we're talking about the NBA, we're talking about Kendrick Perkins and his usual dumbass
Quotes.
takes. You know, he's got worse takes than fucking Dave Meltzer has fucking news reports.
Oh, damn, that's really saying something there.
5 stars, 6 in the Tokyo Dome. But anyways, since we're talking about the NBA right now, news of course, Jimmy Butler will not play Game 2 because of a sprained ankle.
Again, right move by Eric Spoelstra to set his star player because they got what they wanted, and that's the game in Miami.
And Jimmy can't keep up that kind of pace.
Or New York, sorry.
Jimmy can't keep up that kind of pace that he's been putting on because eventually that's going to wear him out, and he's going to end up getting severely injured and out, and then it's going to hurt Miami even worse.
You get the split in Madison Square Garden, and now you go back home tied up at 1. That's what you want.
That's the worst case. But that's worst case though. I mean,
the best case scenario is 2-0.
There's always a chance the Knicks can lay another egg and the Heat can escape with still a win.
Yeah,
if they go back 2-0.
That is true.
I don't know, man. Anything's possible.
Oh yeah.
Don't forget, also tonight the Lakers take on the Golden State Warriors, which means Kevin gets to sit there and watch LeBron fail miserably.
Again.
At least we hope so.
And Kendrick Perkins, here's another thing since we're talking about it real quick. A note on that series. Kendrick Perkins, listen to what this clown actually had to say. And I know we're going to talk about Game 7, but Kendrick Perkins went up there and said, I actually believe the Lakers would have rather played the Warriors than the inexperienced Kings. And I'm like, Richard Jefferson said, I guarantee you're a damn liar too, because who in their right mind wants to play a defending champion with their best player just put up 50 points in a Game 7? I'd rather play the Sacramento Kings with a hurt De'Aaron Fox and no experience whatsoever than to play them. He's like, where is your sources? He says, and look, Richard Jefferson said, Perkins, your sources need to be drug tested. They need to stay off the weed because they're on cloud 9, whatever you're talking about. I mean, come on now.
I gotta ask one thing. I wonder how much they're paying Kendrick Perkins to be an absolute dumbass on TV.
He just hates. He literally hates. There is always the viral video.
That's all he does is hate.
Listen, 2 years ago they asked Kendrick Perkins, in the next 5 years, how many more rings can Curry win? He goes, 0. Guess what? Last year he's already a jackass. This year he's working on it. So he picked the Kings in 5 the last series. Dead wrong.
Yeah, and this is also the guy that's saying 4th best point guard in the NBA playoffs. Man, get that shit out of here.
It never fails. never fails. I mean,
Yeah.
he
Never
constantly runs
fails.
his mouth, cashing mouths with his check, that is cashing checks with his mouth that his ass can't cash. I mean, my God. I mean, Kendrick Perkins says some of the dumbest things. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. He says the dumbest things just to get a rouse out of the sports fans. And you know what? It works because
Dummy. Yeah. Dummy.
Yeah.
yeah.
That's what
Oh.
Stephen A. Smith says to Kendrick Perkins when he gets proved wrong every time.
Yeah.
But no, on a real note, we talk about the outlook of the next series going forward. Though, let's just. I know we hate LeBron all the time, and we don't like it, but we have to respect this rivalry. Steph versus LeBron. This is the Brady versus Manning of the NBA. Like, these two don't have much more years left. Like, let's just enjoy the high level of play that we're getting from both athletes. And I'm a Curry fan and absolutely despise LeBron, but I can respect LeBron, and I can respect that he still got it at a high level, even at age 38, the same way Steph is still playing 40 minutes, dropping a 50-piece wings all flats at age 35. I can respect it. Now, these two guys have the most utmost respect for each other, and it's going to be an exciting series, to say the least. I got to admit, LeBron's going to be in it. He's LeBron. He's competitive. Steph is going to be a gamer. The key to this series is going to be the role players. Is this bum Jordan Poole going to finally break out of his I don't know what the hell he's got going on. Somebody might have put that Brinks truck up his ass after he got paid, because he ain't done jack squat except turn the damn ball over. But is Jordan Poole, Klay Thompson, Andrew Wiggins and company, are they going to outplay the Austin Reeves, the D'Angelo Russells, and the guys like that in Vanderbilt? That's going to be the key. I'm interested to see that, but I think so, to be honest. We talk about, Golden State couldn't win on the road. They won the last 2 out of the 3 games in key moments in Sacramento. Where? On the road. This is not the same regular season team. I'm sick of that. They did such and such in the regular season. This ain't 2016, dude. They're not going for all gold in the regular season. They don't give a damn about the regular season, because they know once the playoff atmosphere hits, it's like the light switches on in their head. They played good enough on the road at every game in Sacramento. Let's just be honest. Any one of those games they could have won. They could have won game 1 and 2 on the road. Just the ball just didn't bounce their way at the end. Missed a wide open shot. It happens. But they played good enough to win. They didn't go and get blown out by 30 on the road and look like a damn lottery team. Let's just be honest. So I think, and them again, even if it was the road thing, they have home court against the Lakers. Game 1 is in Chase Center in San Francisco tonight. I think this series goes 6 at most, and I'm gonna take Steph Curry and the Warriors. I can't go against a man who absolutely looked like Kobe Bryant the night before last. So yeah, I can't go against them. I'm going Warriors in 6.
I was literally thinking the exact same thing, because the Lakers have really shown that they have improved. LeBron is still throwing it down like he is. Anthony Davis, whenever he's not made of plastic and actually playing on the court, he's actually worth a little something. D'Angelo Russell and Austin Reeves are stepping up for the Lakers in key moments. You got to think of the team that they're facing on the other side of the court. Stephen Curry, Klay Thompson, Draymond Green, Andrew Wiggins, Kevin Looney. I mean, you're facing a team that has had more team chemistry over the past number of years than most of these other NBA teams that are still in the playoffs combined.
Yep.
I mean, the Warriors have had that team chemistry for years now, and it's not going to die and go away anytime soon, because as long as those players are on the court together, they're going to continue to improve on that team chemistry until it is the best in the league. As a matter of fact, I think it already is the best in the league.
The Warriors are overrated.
Yeah.
Nah,
Bullshit.
I
I see you're onto your greatest Kendrick Perkins impersonation. Good job,
Yeah.
Ezra.
Yeah,
I caught on to that. But no, you're right though. And
pretty realistic,
here's my
huh?
problem. Here's my problem with this Lakers team though. They're playing good. I get it. Darwin Ham's a hell of a coach. The problem is they had breakdowns chasing around Desmond Bain in the Memphis series. Like, they lost him a lot.
Yeah.
Desmond Bain is not Stephen Curry and Klay Thompson running around screens.
No.
Whichever brother is going to have to go chase them brothers around screens, I'm praying for you, because if you can't stick with Desmond Bain, you give Steph Curry the slightest space or Klay Thompson the open look, and it's going to get ugly fast. So I'm interested to see who they put in that matchup and how they defend that and what Darwin Ham has up his sleeve. But Steve Kerr most likely is going to have an answer. I know we're going to talk about Game 7 here soon, so I'll get to the Warriors championship experience then. But yeah, this team's experienced. I mean, outside of LeBron and AD, the Lakers are not experienced. Austin Reeves has never been in the playoffs. D'Angelo Russell has never been in the playoffs. Vanderbilt.
I can see the Lakers making this a competitive series, but I don't see it going no more than 6, like you said, Kevin. Because
it's only going to be competitive, and I say it, and LeBron fans hate it, but it's only going to be competitive if LeBron really doesn't do nothing. Because if AD is doing what he does in the paint and dominate, that's when they're going to beat us. That's our weak link is inside, interior defense. Like, we don't got much size. If he can take advantage of that, they'll make it competitive. It'll make it competitive. But if they're jacking up long threes, that's what we want them to do. Easy transition buckets, etc.
Yes, I can see the Warriors beating the Lakers in 6, especially since the Warriors are having home court in this series. 6 games.
I just don't know how this Lakers team is going to stand a chance against this Golden State team, because Anthony Davis, if he can stay healthy and not quit falling apart, and LeBron can still do his thing, they should be fine. But the biggest thing is the role players have to show up. They can't be up and down shooting the ball inconsistently. Austin Reeves has to show up. If he doesn't show up, they're not going to have a chance. The role players have to show up, because Golden State's role players are seasoned players. They know what it's like to be in the trenches, and Golden State just has the advantage.
Yep. Not to mention Klay Thompson.
Because you got to think last year, Golden State kept most of their team last year after the championship victory. So there's still that core team plus the bench that they have now, which is a lethal bench that, unlike the Lakers, where they've had over the past couple of years to rebuild. And that's not a slight to anybody. Like you said, when LeBron's on fire, LeBron is on fire. He's one of the best players to ever do it without a shadow of a doubt. And then you got Anthony Davis. When he's healthy, that guy's lethal on all sides of the ball. He can get rebounds. He can dunk it. He can shoot threes. The guy is, for his size, his ability is unmatched. As long as he's healthy and he's doing good, he's a pretty hard player to take down. He's a pretty hard player to beat. So, but like you said, those role players have got to show up and they got to be consistent. They can't be off the ball too much. They got to go in there. They got to be able to give LeBron and AD a break and be able to come in there and take over a little bit and keep that score high, so that way they can keep a seasoned team like Golden State from coming in there. Like you said, the last thing they want to do is match size for size. They don't want to go all small guys against small guys, because you got to have, if they play big, which they can play big, against Golden State, they have a shot. But if they don't, it's the end. It's the end of the road for them.
And Klay Thompson is going to play with an extra little bit of motivation, seeing as he was a hometown Laker, hometown LA resident, and his daddy played for the Lakers, Michael Thompson, and is a current broadcast member of the Lakers broadcast team. So Klay is going to want to let him competitive going about him. I think Klay might want to have him a 40-point game one night just to rub it in.
Yeah, you mentioned Game 7. Why don't we go ahead and get into that Game 7 matchup between Golden State and Sacramento? And I'm the one person who called it and said Golden State in 7. And I said from the beginning, this is going to be a 7-game series. It's going to be hard fought. It's going to be one of those series that we're going to remember for a while as one of the most competitive ones, and it truly was. both teams gave it their all. Both teams put up great performances. But in the end, the more seasoned team in the Warriors pulled out. And that's just proof that, it's good. And look, Sacramento, yes, they had their inexperiences, but they proved that they can hang. All they need to do now is just this offseason, maybe change some components around and, work on the team chemistry. And I could see them going further next year.
Yeah. If you would have told me, Ezra, after Game 5, this was going 7 games, I'd look at you like you were crazy because Golden State going back to Chase Center for Game 6, they have lost 1 game in 2 postseasons at home, and that was to the Celtics on that epic Game 1 collapse. They have been relatively untouched at home. They just came out Game 6 flat, like no energy. They did not care, just lackadaisical, turning it over, and Sacramento came out swinging, and the Warriors just didn't respond. They took that punch to the mouth and just laid down. Like they didn't respond. They should have known they were coming out fighting. So they took it to Game 7, and here's all I got to say about that, man. Championship DNA is like people talk about it. Well, it's true. It is what it is. Like you got the DNA of a champion. You have it in your blood. You have it set in stone. And if this was 2015, 2016, I would have been worried because Golden State didn't have the experience then in Game 7. That's why they lost the Game 7 to start with in the 2016 finals. You talk about the 3-1 lead. And let me just be honest. Steph Curry right now dropped a 50-piece in Game 7. I'm going to be honest, and it sounds crazy. Steph Curry in 2022 and this year in 2023 is a better season version of his unanimous MVP season. Call me crazy. I don't care because he knows when to turn it on. He knows when to he knows when to put his foot on the throat. Remember when LeBron didn't get that killer mentality until he went to Miami? He had to grow.
Right.
Same with Steph. Steph didn't have it at first. Okay, he just kind of gave it up in Game 7 of the finals in 2016. But last year, something changed. I mean, good God, this guy come out Game 4 NBA Finals with his foot on the Celtics' throat, and he was stomping for that artery, and he was trying to end their life. Game 6, Steph, same thing. Like, he's just walking around with a different swagger right now. And what he said about Game 7 was, listen, I'm on a different level than y'all. I get it, Sacramento, you're good, you're young, you're up and coming, but guess what? There's levels to this shit. The only one on my level is me and LeBron, not even Giannis, not even everybody's up and coming, chasing them guys. LeBron and Curry are on the top pedestal. Like, they're on different levels. They're on a level above anybody else as far as it coming to playoff play. Like, they understand that, and that's what Curry said. Steph said, listen, there's levels to this, young blood. I'm top notch. I'm gonna go out there and I'm not letting us lose this game. And they said Steph had a team meeting. He did a team meeting, and we all know how quiet Steph is. Steph don't talk much. He don't get emotionally involved in the game. He just goes out there and balls. But the team meeting, he took everybody on Saturday and said, listen, I don't give a damn if you play a single minute. I don't give a damn how you feel. Put your feelings to the side. If you want to win, get on this bus. If you feel some type of way or you have something going on, stay the fuck at home because I'm going to Sacramento and I'm going to win this game and I'm going to win it on my wrist. And damn it, he came out with swinging 3 after 3 after drive after layup after, like, Klay Thompson was 1 of 10 from 3. Not a good game. Jordan Poole played like a clown again. Not a good game. Wiggins was solid, but the only help Steph Curry got in that Game 7 was Kevon Looney's 23 rebounds, 11 offensive rebounds. He broke their spirits. He literally bitched Domantas Sabonis down low. He punked him. He basically bullied him into those rebounds. And Steph Curry did the honors and put the foot on their throat, and he squashed them by himself. Second half, third quarter, it was a montage of threes from Steph, like all over the place. And I think it's now time we have a little conversation. I honestly believe, without a shadow of a doubt, Steph Curry is the greatest point guard to ever play this game.
Yep.
I believe he has finally slightly passed the great Irvin Magic Johnson. And I've heard so many people with the same comparison. Just because, okay, yeah, Irvin revolutionized the game, this and that, but Magic Johnson, we got to realize he's 6'9". He was playing above everybody, which I'm not taking away from him. But Steph Curry is a measly little 6'1". He's a short, small guard for this league. And he's over there making guys that are 7-footers, 7'1", 6'11", 6'10" guards absolutely look foolish trying to stick with Steph Curry. And the way he can get to the rim, the way he can finish, the way he leads, the way he scores, the way he passes, the way he carries himself. He might be the greatest. He is the greatest point guard this game has ever seen. And I also want to bring up one more statistic that I found interesting. For one, Snoop Dogg himself, even they asked Snoop Dogg because he was a big Lakers fan growing up, for years. He even said Kobe was the greatest Laker of all time. I'm not going to argue that. I would agree. I mean, I think Kareem's got a case to be said, but they asked him, who in this league, who is the player that reminds you of Kobe with that mentality, the way that he's an assassin? You know what Snoop Dogg said? Steph Curry. He said when the moment is there, he's gonna step on your throat and end your season. And that's what he did in Game 7. He literally assassinated the Kings single-handedly by scoring. But the stat I wanted to read, which I think was interesting, was Steph Curry in the playoffs, they are 19-0 in the West. They haven't lost a series in the West under Steve Kerr. Let's just be honest. Total, Steph Curry is 23-4 in the playoff series. He's got the highest winning percentage of a superstar in NBA history. 85% winning percentage in the playoffs. You know who he's beaten? Michael Jordan, 81%. Tim Duncan, 79%. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and Magic Johnson, 78%. And LeBron James, 75%. All he does is win, dude. And that stat is insane because that's a dynasty, dog. That is a dynasty in Golden State, and it's far from over. As long as Steph Curry, this brother's playing like he's 28 again, this team's going to be in it, and this team's going to make noise and have a chance to make noise like they do this year.
And Kev, I'm gonna add to what you're saying as far as Stephen Curry being a better version of himself last year and this year compared to 16. I absolutely 110% agree because Stephen Curry has finally has silenced the critics that said, oh, he can't get the job done. He can't be the de facto leader on this basketball team. Well, he has proven that and then some in the last couple of years, taking this team to a championship, leading them to a championship last year, being the outright NBA Finals MVP last year. And this year, when the Warriors players were not really showing up in this series, what did Stephen Curry do in the most important game of all, in Game 7? He showed up, played his ass off, and dropped a 50-piece on Sacramento, made history, being the all-time scoring leader in a Game 7, period. He is in the record books.
Yeah. Steph Curry is something to behold, man.
And
Malik Monk did call him old and kind of pissed him off. So, I mean, you don't, just like Dillon Brooks in the Memphis series, you don't poke the bear because, like I said, LeBron and Steph are on a whole nother level than anybody else in these playoffs. And, in history, because they are top notch, dude. Like, you can't do that. You poke the bear, you get burnt. That's how it goes.
Real quick, I want to give a shout out to here in the chat. Big T, William Guy, what's going on, guys?
Well, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, good thing I just pulled up the chat too, because I've been too busy reading and trying to catch up on all this shit in the world and sports. But right now, real quick score update. Miami is up 16-13 with 6:18 left to go in the first.
Okay.
Also,
right.
Yep, and then the Golden State LA game 1 in this series tonight at 10 p.m. Eastern on TNT. So there's your scores for that. And
You
of course,
real quick, go ahead, sorry.
No. What were you gonna say, Steven?
And also to add to this, Kevin, you were talking about how, in your opinion, that he's past Magic Johnson as far as, better. In ways, I agree with that. As far as the shooting, it's a great debate, because everybody, basketball fans, modern fans or old school fans, this is a great debate. I mean, is he better than Magic? As far as a shooter, absolutely, because he changed the game of basketball. When it comes to the way that the shooting guards and the forwards and the point guards that are trying to be 3-point shooters and they can shoot threes, he's changed that. But it's so hard to say because in a lot of ways, Magic was better in certain ways. To me, Magic was a better defender.
And that's the thing. Everybody's gonna. It should be a debate, but the fact that nobody discusses it as a debate, it should be as much of a debate as it's saying who, LeBron or Jordan. That should be the same way with Magic and Steph, because just the way those guys both have changed the game.
And they both played the same position. See, this is the problem: is everybody loves to compare players that don't play the same position. Even though they had the similar, stats and stuff like LeBron and Michael do, but they both did not play the same position. And all that. So it's a rather interesting topic. Because Steph is definitely the better shooter, bar none, not even close. But Curry to me is the best point guard in this era because of what he's done.
I don't think you could necessarily just say shooting though, Steven. Like, I've heard this from a former NBA player, JJ Redick. He said it today. He said, with all due respect to the great Michael Jordan, Steph Curry offensively might be the best offensive skilled player the league has ever seen over Michael Jordan, Kevin Durant, just because of the volume he scores at. Like, he shoots from half court, makes it. Shoots from the free throw line, makes it. Shoot from anywhere on the court, makes it. He's the first player to ever hit 450 threes in one season. That is absurd. Back in the day, you'll be lucky to get over 100. He's hit 450. Then what goes under the radar is the fact that Steph finishes at the rim. He can drive on you. Like, his handles, like Jalen Rose said, when you think of point guards who have handles, most of them can't shoot really well. Like, most of them aren't great shooters. The guards who got a great shot, most of them don't have handles. However, Steph is not that. Steph has both. He can come up and break your ankles and make you look foolish on one play and then shoot in your face and pull up and hit anything from anywhere on the other play. Skill-wise, he's the best offensive player the league has ever seen, offensive skill-wise. Not taken away from overall players, this and that, but offensively, good luck, because this guy, he makes it rain in volumes. But here's my thing about Steph Curry, and I'll leave it at this. I respect him more than I respect any superstar in the league, and it ain't just because I'm a fan. 2019, he could have packed his shit. He could have threw in the white flag. He said, I give up. I'm done with the team. We suck now. I want to move on. I want to redo this team. He hung with them. LeBron didn't hang with nobody. Kevin Durant can't hang with nobody. James Harden didn't hang with nobody. Carmelo Anthony didn't hang with nobody. Steph Curry hung with the same team when they won 9 games in the COVID year. 9 games because of injury and all this stuff. He could have packed the shit and said, I want out. He said, no, we're going to rebuild this ship and we're going to ride again with the same core. And yep, they're riding again. That's more respected than anything any superstar can do in this league today.
Right. And that's a great point, because look at Golden State. Golden State went from the top all the way to the bottom.
And bounce back. They hit the floor and bounce right back up.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. King of the Hill. Yep. Mm-hmm.
It's amazing how Curry has redeemed himself in the last couple of years. I mean, just this performance was just unreal. I mean, he couldn't even miss. 20 of 38 from the field. 50 points. He could not be stopped. And nobody could and would and couldn't stop him. I mean, even if they tried, he was laser sharp focused. I mean, just
and that brings up the question though, Stephen, that Stephen A brought up a good point on the NBA Countdown. He said, right now, why aren't we talking or as in a discussion as Steph Curry might be the best player in the NBA today? Why not? Like, why is it Giannis? Didn't he just choke Didn't he just choke away to the 8 seed? Didn't they just choke and Giannis didn't put this team on his back like he's supposed to? We watched Steph Curry literally take the epitome of put my team on the back and drag them motherfuckers across the finish line to end the Kings season. Oh, as a 6 seed, by the way. So why can't that be in the discussion as he's the best player in the game today? Right. Why not? He averaged 35 a game against Sacramento. The number one offense in the league.
And that's the craziest thing is that look at this Golden State team. The championship pedigree that they have right now on their side. They've been there. They've done it all. They won together. They've lost together. You know, they've done it all. They have experienced every emotion and then some with this organization. And through it all, through thick and thin, they continue to rise. And the pressure just never seems to get to them anymore because they've been there. Sacramento, I had a feeling, wasn't even going to win this series just because of the lack of experience. I mean...
Yep. And one other thing, not about Steph, though, but shout out to Kevon Looney, man. This guy, he came out of high school projected to be like a Kevin Durant type forward, like he could score. He had multiple hip surgeries, and he had to revamp himself, man. And he's done one fine job this postseason. 3 20-plus rebound games. They're starting to call him Kevon Olajuwon because of all the damn rebounds he's having and making it look easy. So shout out to Looney, but shout out to Steve Kerr too for making great adjustments. And this is what we get coaching confusing because a lot of coaches don't know how to make adjustments. Doc Rivers, that's one. Ime Udoka last year for the Celtics didn't know how to make adjustments. Mike Brown, he tried. He's still young and his team's inexperienced, but that's the problem. Steve Kerr just made adjustments. He said, okay, you know what our problem is going into game 3? He said, we're too big. The spacing sucks. He said, I'm going to play all guards on the floor. The reason why is all of them's 3-point shooters. So you have to stand to the line. We'll just let Curry go one-on-one and drive by you. And that's all they did. The spacing was insane. There was less turnovers from the spacing, less transition points for the Kings off of that. And that's what Draymond said. He was like, it's just not turning the ball over, finding ways to not turn the ball over and get up good looks because nobody can guard Steph. And that's what we knew. We're just going to stand out there, keep everybody off of the line and ISO, let Steph go to work, do what he does. And it worked. It worked in every win they had.
Absolutely. Now let's go ahead. Since we only got about an hour left, we got to get to the NBA or the NFL draft, and we got to get some NFL news that we got to get into. And let's start up with the NFL news and let's get that out of the way.
Hang on, I do want to say real quick.
Go ahead, Joey. You're up.
Real quick, for the first time in NBA history, all 8 seeds are being represented in the semifinals.
Nice.
Yes, they are.
Mm-hmm.
So, just want to point that out real quick.
Good. All right, on to the NFL, as we said, and we're going to get into some news real quick. And, of course, the biggest news is that Mr. Deshaun Watson got his big payday.
I mean, Lamar Jackson.
Lamar Jackson, Deshaun Watson, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. One's a bust and the other one gets busted. So, it doesn't matter.
Nice.
Oh, wait, did I say that? Oh, I'm sorry.
Yes, you did, sir.
My as Jody Messina once said, my give a damn's busted. So
hey, nice reference though.
Thank you, appreciate it. Yep, he got a 5-year, $260 million contract with 185 of that money guaranteed. He would receive $52 million per year, making him the highest paid player in the NFL.
Nice.
Good for him. He got what he wanted. Now it's time to go out there and make
Prove
it
it.
worthwhile.
Time to prove that you're worth the money they spent.
Because in my opinion, he ain't worth that contract because he hasn't done nothing in the playoffs.
Nothing.
I'm waiting on Kevin's response because I know it's gonna be fucking gold.
Nah, I'm not saying he's worth the contract, but again, the NFL and other quarterbacks' contracts makes this contract okay. So are you the same people who, this ain't the right contract, but is Daniel Jones's the right contract? Someone tell me that.
Heck no.
Hell no.
Is Deshaun Watson's the right contract?
No.
I mean, come on now. It's just, again, the NFL, it's just the contracts. It's screwed up. Like, the whole NFL is screwed up when it comes to quarterback contracts. Jalen Hurts might have had that right contract. I don't think he even deserved that. So Jalen Hurts has one breakout year and he deserves $200 million. Why is everybody not jumping on his case? I mean, really? Oh, because his team went to the Super Bowl. His team went to the Super Bowl. Let me just point out a little statistic real quick. NFC Championship game, the Eagles had only 115 yards of total offense. Oh, but Jalen Hurts took them to the Super Bowl. Yes, Jalen Hurts performed in the Super Bowl, and he deserved, like, he balled out in the Super Bowl, but it's both quarterbacks got their money. That's all that matters. I'm just saying it's just funny that the people who jump on the Lamar money issue are the same ones that say, oh, well, Daniel Jones's one's all right. Daniel Jones has 0 playoff wins. Jalen Hurts played for 1 year before he got paid. So is that what we're doing now? One and done? It's like, oh, you just got to play good for 1 year and you get your money. Is that how we're doing contracts now? Because Daniel Jones played decent for 1 year and he gets paid. Jalen Hurts plays great for 1 year and gets paid. So what's different than Lamar Jackson's 2019 year? Please tell me, because I don't get it. That's the way we're going against this now. So I mean, there's no different. I mean, Lamar got paid about 4 years too late, but that's what we're doing with quarterbacks now. Oh, play good 1 year, you get paid. Deshaun Watson didn't play in 2 years and he got $250 million, all guaranteed. Now, I mean, come on, that seems like it's a ownership problem, like CBA problem, Roger Goodell problem. Don't seem like it's necessarily Lamar's problem.
Right, because in actuality, Lamar should have been paid, money, like you said a couple years ago, when the cap wasn't as bad. Because Deshaun Watson, again, single-handedly changed the salary cap as far as the paying aspects for quarterbacks.
Yeah, now it's you. Oh, and here's another one I find funny. I don't know if you're gonna get to it, Ezra, but the Packers today agreed to a $23 million 1 year extension to Jordan Love, who hasn't played a fucking 2 games in 4 years. Oh, but he gets paid.
Wow.
See what I mean? That's exactly the fucking problem I got with the NFL. You pay a damn bum who had not got a single win in the 2 games he's played in the NFL, but he's going to get paid. What?
You know what? I actually was going to get to that. And you know what? That is actually, let me give my thoughts real quick on Lamar. Then we'll go into that. That is the truth. And that is this, look, Lamar needs to prove that he's worth that money. That's exactly what it is. He needs to prove that he's worth it. If he doesn't, he's a bust. If he does, okay, I'll eat my words. That's fine. But he's got to prove something to me to be worth $260 million over 5 years. But that's where I stand on that. Joey, have you talked about that yet? Why don't you give us your thoughts real quick?
You know,
and we'll move on to the other. We'll move on to the guy who played 2 games, lost both of them, and got $22 million.
You know, it's amazing how Lamar Jackson kept us all in a chaotic circus for weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks, because he made it clear on March 2nd that he wanted out of Baltimore. He wanted out so bad that he was willing to do just about anything. But then he started to get cocky because he was like, well, now that I've announced my intentions to leave Baltimore, now I can pretty much do whatever the heck I want to, ask for whatever money I want to. And I'm willing to bet you that there's 31 NFL teams out there who would be more than willing to pay me a good lump sum of money to play for their team. Wrong answer, buddy boy. Because, yes, you may be a dual threat quarterback, and yes, you may be one of the best dual threats in the game right now, other than Jalen Hurts and Michael Vick. When it comes to dual threat quarterbacks, but there's the problem right there. Dual threat. And what was the thing that we were talking about when it came to dual threat quarterbacks a couple of weeks ago? Dual threat quarterbacks have such low shelf lives. We've seen it all the time. I mean, Michael Vick was he was fortunate to play as long as he did because of how much he was being incorporated into the run and passing game. But Lamar Jackson, he's got a lot on his plate right now. And considering the fact that he was negotiating these contracts by himself, because he was not negotiating with an agent, and the agent was not negotiating with him. He was negotiating these contracts by himself. And 6.5 weeks later, after announcing that he wants to leave the organization that he has helped put on the map ever since Baltimore ran Joe Flacco out of town, he's like, well, I finally got the contract that I wanted. It may not be as much of a guarantee as I'm hoping for, but at least I still finally got my contract, which is so point blank stupidity. So point blank stupidity, because he was taking us all for a loop, announcing that he wanted to leave Baltimore, announcing that he wanted to be traded, and now all of a sudden, 6.5 weeks later, you sign with the team again? Dude, you're just causing more drama. And that's yes, the NFL offseason is all about drama because, trust me, we've seen drama unfold twice this season with this Lamar Jackson saga and the Karen Rodgers storyline. But come on now. If you're just going to throw us all for a loop, thinking that you're going to leave the organization that you helped put on the map, only to announce a month and a half later that you're signing back with them for a lump sum of money on a nice contract, dude, get the hell out of here.
Actually, that I got to disagree. That's pretty smart of Lamar. That's called a smart negotiating tactic. I've seen Deebo Samuel do it. I've seen AJ Brown do it.
I agree with Kev.
Rodgers do it. I've seen every single person do it that has gotten paid. You know what it does? It applies pressure to the front office and makes them think, oh, he wants to leave. We need to get him paid. Whether we pay extra, whether we pay more, we need to get this shit wrapped up. Deebo Samuel went through it last year. He demanded a trade, and in 3 months, he got paid by training camp. That is called negotiating practice to the fullest. Like, not all the negotiating tactics are like that, but I mean, when negotiation goes on for so long, that's the only thing you can resort to, because you're either going to get paid or you're going to get traded to someone that gets you paid. AJ Brown wanted to get paid. He got sick of the Titans bullshit. Said, okay, pay me or trade me. They decided to actually, for some dumbass reason, to trade him. And he got paid in Philly. Same way with Deebo. Pay me or trade me. They paid him. But it speeds up the process. It puts pressure on Ozzie Newsome. And he's just like, you know what? Fuck it. Here's your money. That's actually pretty smart for a fucking guy who has no fucking agent and nobody giving him any kind of advice, who's basically it's the same equivalent as him going to court with no appointed attorney, and he's fighting for himself. So if you ask me, he did a pretty damn good job of negotiating and doing them tactics like he's supposed to, because I would have done the same damn thing. Baltimore knows they need Lamar Jackson. Yes, he hasn't went to the Super Bowl, but where were they last year when Lamar went down? Did they make the playoff? Oh, they made it, but because Lamar gave them the first 5 wins of the season. These guys went under 500 for the rest of the way. They looked like complete bozos, and they would have beat the Cincinnati Bengals had Lamar been playing in the playoffs, by the way. But we talk about, oh, no, Lamar needs the Ravens. No, the Ravens need Lamar. Let's not get that confused. Lamar does not need the Baltimore Ravens. Y'all act like everybody in the world acts like, oh, the offense. No, the Lamar needs the Ravens to look good. No. The Ravens need Lamar so they can look good. I'm not saying he's a Super Bowl quarterback, this and that. I'm just saying being 12-5 hits a lot different than being 6-12 because you ain't got Lamar.
Exactly.
I mean, that's a big drop off.
Yeah, I guess I wasn't thinking about it from that perspective. I mean, yeah, there have been some players that have asked for them big contracts and have actually gone out and produced, demanding these trade offers and getting paid, and they go out and producing. I mean, like you said, Kevin, with Deebo Samuel, I'm asking for a trade last season, and then 3 months later getting paid. A.J. Brown, he demanded a trade or he wanted to get paid, so at times went ahead and traded him, and he put up monster numbers in Philadelphia. But I mean, and I'm not downgrading any of those players because those are 2 of the best wide receivers in the game today, as of right now. I guess what I was just referring to is the fact that we have seen this unfold before, and it hasn't gone so well. So I guess that's what my perspective was. But I mean, I agree with you, Kevin, 110%.
Your perspective don't mean anything, Joey.
Man, who asked you?
Nobody.
Exactly.
Oh, so many jokes I can say about you, Steven, but I will keep them off air.
But as far as like, does Lamar deserve money? Absolutely, he deserves money because he gives Baltimore a chance to win. And if Lamar would have been there last year, they would have beat the Bengals because I mean, just that's how good Lamar is. When he's healthy and when he's laser sharp focused and when he has a clean pocket. But the thing is, I agree with you, Kev, because the Ravens need him more than he needs them because they know if we don't have him, we're not nothing.
Yep.
That's it. Exactly. Real quick in the world, and also in the world of the NFL, you did mention the Jordan Love thing going on. Jordan Love, of course, got $22 million for whatever, for not doing much of anything, but that's just me being the bitter Green Bay fan I still am, even though Aaron Rodgers is on. Look, you guys barely played 2 snaps, and they're giving him a good amount of money. I don't see what Green Bay's thinking, but I mean, I guess we're just looking forward to the future, I guess. But
yeah,
that's pretty much what it is.
Pretty much.
New York Jets have declined a 5th-year option on offensive tackle Mekhi Becton.
Yeah, because he stays in the trainer's tent longer than he stays on the field.
Andrew Thomas of the New York Giants got his 5th-year option picked up.
Big time tackle.
Big time.
Yep, Giants are keeping him around for a little while longer. Let's see real quick here. We got Panthers picked up the 5th-year option on Derek Brown's contract.
Smart for once.
Let's see here. Real quick. Oh, here we go. Like you said, Thursday, May 11th is the target date to release the 2023 schedule. They met yesterday as they continue attempts to finalize it, but with Aaron Rodgers traded and Lamar Jackson signed, the coast is clear to move ahead and lock it in.
Basically, they wanted to make sure all the big moves were done so that you can watch fucking Aaron Rodgers' 45-year-old ass on primetime every fucking week like we did the Broncos last year for the first 10 weeks.
Amazon Prime games.
Yeah, Aaron Rodgers is going to get 10 primetime games for the first 10 weeks like the Donkeys did. Oh, the Jets versus him. The Jets here.
Man, fuck that shit. Get out of here.
and the Jets are going to be in a dogfight with somebody that's going to be 6-3 on Thursday night football.
Yep.
Just like that.
Hey, speaking of which, I've been hearing rumors that come next Thursday night is when the NFL schedule is going to be released.
Yeah, that's what I just read.
That's what he just read.
Oh.
Open your ears, Joey.
Dummy. Yeah.
Joey's not paying attention. It's like CD Lamb in the backfield.
Oh,
Or Ezekiel Elliott lining up as center.
oh my God. I can't.
But in good news with Dallas, and actually real awesome news. And this is awesome in a sense that, you know, we slam the Cowboys all the time, and in some cases rightfully so. But in this case, this is a good moment. Right here. The assistant director of college scouting, Chris Vaughn, got to make the call to his son Deuce that he was being drafted to the Dallas Cowboys. It's a pretty cool moment.
Nice. That's cool.
That's a cool moment that he got to call his own son and say, "Hey, you know, you're gonna be playing alongside us.
You're going to be losing alongside us when we go into the divisional round of the playoffs." Congratulations. No, hey, I do.
You ruined a good moment. God.
Look, I do want to say something that I found out the NFL passed. This happened. Y'all probably might have already talked about it, and I might have missed it or something. But the fact that these jabronis want to have multiple Thursday night games, like last year and years previous, the NFL team, it was only one Thursday night game per team. So now they're talking about they can have up to 6 Thursday night games for a team if they want. That is bullshit. Because those short weeks, George Kittle went on the podcast, busting with the boys, talking about exactly what it's like to be in the middle of an NFL season. He's like, listen, as someone who's physical, tight end, offensive line, defensive line, etc., he said it is like a car wreck coming in here on Sunday. It's like getting into a car wreck. You're not even done being sore until Wednesday to Thursday, and then you expect us to get up and go play a game Thursday night and to risk our bodies even more. Like, one Thursday night game's bad enough, let alone now you pass the league to have multiple. That's ridiculous.
Yeah. Let's see here. Real quick also, after using their top pick, the Lions they traded DeAndre Smith to the Philadelphia Eagles.
The Philadelphia Bulldogs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna get into that. We're gonna get into the draft in just a second, literally in the next minute or so. We're gonna get into the draft and we're gonna talk about it a little bit. We're gonna announce about our own picks. But yeah, let's see here. I'm looking
Starting
through
with Stevens Carolina Panthers.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about that too. Yes, Steve, you should be happy. Okay,
Yay.
maybe not, but maybe not. Okay. Oh yeah. About 5 days ago, the Eagles and the Cardinals settled the tampering investigation involving the hiring of Jonathan Gannon as Arizona's HC after leaving Philly. So in terms of that, the Eagles traded the pick number 94 in that draft and a 2024 fifth round pick to the Cardinals for a number 66 in this draft. So that was the terms of their agreement on that front. Outside of that, let's go ahead and continue the NFL coverage with the draft. So let's go. For me, I thought personally for myself, the draft was a really, really good draft for the Chicago Bears. They made some key moves. I was happy with the picks, especially getting Darnell Wright from Tennessee as an offensive tackle. I thought that was a great pick for Chicago. You know, we also got Gervon Dexter from Florida, Tyreek Stevenson from Miami Hurricanes, Zach Pickens, South Carolina. You know, Rashawn Johnson, Texas, Tyler Scott, Cincinnati, Noel Sewell from Oregon, Terrell Smith, Minnesota, Travis Bell, Kennesaw State, and Kendall Williamson in Stanford. So I did a little research on each of the guys earlier, and I was very happy with what the Bears did. And, you know, they did the right things, which was building their offensive line while also strengthening the defense, which is something that's needed. The one thing we needed more than anything is pass protection for Justin Fields. And I think we got that in the picks that we created. We got a cornerback, we got offensive tackles. I mean, the Bears are building around Justin Fields in a sense. They're building the right players to protect him, to get him more time to pitch that ball out there. So we'll see, man. I'm excited. What about you guys? What are some of your thoughts on the draft?
The Texans stole this draft, in my opinion.
Yep, Texas won the damn draft, in my opinion.
They went aggressive. They went for it all. I mean, to get a quarterback out of this, getting CJ Stroud, at pick number 2, and then getting Will Anderson Jr. in a trade with the Arizona Cardinals. I mean, that right there is a gutsy move by the Texans, building for their future, because they know that they stole Will Anderson Jr. Stole him from out underneath the rest of the NFL, because there were a lot of teams gunning for him, and the Cardinals had one chance to get him, and they did not do it. They bit for it, and the Houston Texans took it. And also, Philadelphia did good in the draft, drafting those Georgia players. And I thought the Steelers did pretty good too, with their draft selections. But I thought one of the teams that did really bad was the Atlanta Falcons. I mean, really, Atlanta, your first overall selection is a running back when that's least of your worries, when you could have gotten another good running back at least in round 2 or 3. You need more than a running back.
You know what though, Steven? I gotta admit though, I think running back was a stupid position for them to get? Yes, because you got Tyler Algier and Cordero Patterson. However, their theory was BPA, best player available. And according to a lot of scouts, Bijan Robinson is the best running back prospect since Saquon Barkley. Like, they're thinking he's going to be that good, like a generational running back. So I get it. Here's the problem I have. Detroit, I've been praising you, jabronis, for 6 months now. 6. You go out there with the number 6 overall pick from the trade. I get it. Okay, cool. You trade down. You give it away. You trade down for the number 11 pick or the 12th overall pick. Okay, cool. Acquire more draft picks. And what do you draft? A running back who's not even on the same tier level as Bijan Robinson that you could have already got if you just stuck with the 6th pick. I get it. I get it. You want a running back. Okay, you don't care about DeAndre Swift. He really wasn't that great anyway. You got David Montgomery from the Bears, though. That's already a star running back. Why are you going to go get a running back in the first round? And Jahmyr Gibbs at that? I mean, God, come on, man. I mean, you could have sat at 6 and got Bijan Robinson, who I think is leveled better than Jahmyr Gibbs. Way better in every way possible. Detroit. Then at 17, your other pick, you draft a linebacker. Linebackers are not valuable in the NFL draft. Most of the best linebackers in the league come out to the 3rd through the 6th rounds. And I'm not lying. Fred Warner for the 49ers, a 4th round draft pick. Dre Greenlaw, 6th round draft pick. Bobby Wagner wasn't even a 1st round draft pick. Linebackers are not valuable in the draft. Detroit really bombed this draft. They really stunk it up. They laid a Carolina Panthers type move in this draft. And it's a very shame because I think that's the best team in the NFC North on paper right now. And they bombed this draft. Oh, my God, they stunk. They stink like a damn skunk in the after a damn monsoon. Yeah, horrible.
Yeah, Detroit did not make good selections either. I mean, that was not a good pick. Not a good first pick.
But I don't know what's worse, them or Arizona, because Arizona had a chance to draft a Micah Parsons
I
type.
think Arizona did worse.
Oh yeah, and then not the icing on the cake. They refused to pick up the 5th-year player option for Isaiah Simmons, probably their best defensive player, who plays safety, middle linebacker, and outside linebacker. Nope, we don't want him. No wonder Buda Baker wants out of damn Arizona. I would too. You trade away from, instead of getting Will Anderson, a generational Michael Parsons-like pass rusher, to get an offensive tackle. I hope that, I bet that offensive tackle came with Call of Duty or the new damn DLC, because I'm beyond stunned at how stupid the Arizona Cardinals. I'm shocked. I think my 2 biggest wins of the draft, I would say the Texans, obviously, but I'm also going to go Philadelphia because they did plug a lot of key pieces that they lost. They traded for DeAndre Swift. Miles Sanders was gone, so now you replace your running back. Maybe not as good as Miles Sanders, but you got your running back now. You went up there and got Jalen Carter, who's probably the best run stuff and D tackle in the draft. You went out and got the other edge from Georgia, Nolan Smith. Like you got the whole Georgia defense, and then Kelly Ringo in the 2nd round at corner. So Philadelphia had a pretty solid draft, I would say. But another one I think would win, I think Seattle. I really think Seattle. I hate it from a Niners fan, but they are going to recreate the Legion of Boom. They already had Tariq Woolen, and their first overall pick, or number 5 overall pick, I thought they were going to go Jalen Carter or DN. They went corner with Devin Witherspoon, and that the best corner available in the draft, a 5-star corner. Like, he's going to be elite. So now they got 2 elite corners. Then at number 20 overall with their own draft pick, they got Jackson Smith-Njigba, that good slot receiver from Ohio State, who's going to be their slot guy. Or when Tyler Lockett retires, they already have someone to play outside with DK Metcalf. So Seattle they really blew it out. I really appreciate the greatness that they did in the first round. And I appreciate the Eagles because they did their work too. So shout out to them too, man. And especially the Texans. If the Texans ain't in the playoffs by next year, something's wrong. Dead.
Yep. Yeah, there was some great picks by all the teams.
Chiefs did good.
Yep, Chiefs did really good, I thought, from what I could tell on my vantage point. But yeah, Chiefs did good, Seahawks did good, Tyler Lockett did good. Dude, you want to talk, like I said, the Bears did good. And overall, I did watch some of the first round. Not much, obviously, because I had to work, but.
And the Panthers didn't screw it up. Congratulations.
Yeah.
But as much as I hate to say it, once again, I had high hopes for my Commanders, thinking they were actually going to have themselves a good draft. And, I mean, they had a decent draft because everybody's giving them like Bs and B pluses, which is not that bad when it comes to drafts.
Yeah.
But, I mean, some head-scratching picks were made, in my opinion. I mean, Benjamin Forbes, our first-round pick from Mississippi State. The guy is a good corner based on the highlights that I saw. But the one thing that I'm concerned about is his size. I mean, the dude only weighs 170 pounds, and he's going to be going up against these big wide receivers. I don't know, man. And we got that safety from Illinois, and I'm like, why in the world did we get this dude? Because we didn't even need a safety. I mean, there were so many positions that the Commanders could have tackled in this draft, and they did tackle quite a few of them. But it's just, I don't know. I just got to see what they produce on the field before I can even believe in any of their draft picks, especially Benjamin Forbes.
Yeah. Obviously, you have a right to be concerned. You have a right to, be a little questionable about these picks. But like I said in the group chat, man, some of these picks could turn out to be gems. You forget that some of the players that are not touted the greatest ended up becoming the greatest.
Yep.
I mean, so
Benjamin Forbes. I mean, he could surprise everybody by becoming the next Darrell Revis, for all we know, or the next Troy Polamalu.
Yep. All it takes
Ed
is
Reed.
the right system, the right coaching, and having the right ability. So
I will say though, real quick, one good pick that I did see that we got was getting a defensive end, KJ Henry out of Clemson. After the news broke earlier with us not picking up Chase Young's 5th-year option, I think KJ Henry could fight for a spot in that starting lineup on that defense, and I think he can actually do something, seeing as how he played under Dabo Swinney, and we all know what a defensive-minded coach he is.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I really didn't have a horse in much in the race of the draft because my Niners didn't get a pick to the 3rd round, number 987. But I believe we did get a steal though. Jair Brown, they call him the Tiger.
Yeah.
He leads college football in the last 2 years with 10 interceptions in 2 years. Can play outside linebacker, can play nickel, can play over the top. Our starting safety, Tashawn Gibson's 33 years old. So we're kind of bringing in someone to be mentored and play beside Talanoa Hufanga next year. So kind of trying to raise them up and groom them up real good. So I think that was a pretty good steal. Some scouts actually said he was the number 1 safety of this class, beating out Brian Branch of Alabama. But Branch obviously went first. But I'll take it. I definitely will take it.
Oh, and like you said, Kevin, when y'all got Cameron Latu from Alabama, that was a smart pickup because I've seen Latu perform, and he's got those long arms and those big hands that he can actually bring a pass down from just about any direction, as long as it's thrown his way. I mean, Latu is definitely going to need some coaching. But he's got somebody good above him named George Kittle who can actually teach him how to be an elite tight end in the NFL. So,
see, that's what I like about the 49ers, though, is because our draft, we didn't have to go absolutely crazy in the draft because we don't need nobody that starts. Like, we got all our starters set. We just need people to groom for the future. And, like, Latu would be someone good to play tight end number 2 behind Kittle and kind of learn from Kittle. And we also got the other tight end from Oklahoma, Braden Willis. Everybody said he's going to be really good too. So I think our tight end room looks really good out the draft.
I think so. The Niners have high hopes.
Well, too. And Kittle always stays hurt about 2 games out the year, and he's 32 now. So, yeah, he's getting up there in age.
Yeah.
And also, you don't know when he'll drop out. Also, you don't know when he'll drop out to start his pro wrestling career.
I know he's been hanging around. He got that one clothesline.
That's true.
He got that clothesline on the Miz, and now he thinks he can go beat Roman Reigns now. Hey, shut up, kid.
I mean, if Penta keeps putting more mask, he's gonna end up becoming like the son of Penta El Cerro Miedo.
I mean, he does walk around the locker room and wrestle people. I mean, he walks around with his catchphrases, says, "If you smell what the Niners are cooking," and then proceeds to crack open a cold one and give someone a stone cold stunner in the middle of the locker room. He might need to go ahead and start his pro wrestling career.
Pentagon Kittle.
Yes.
There you go.
On the field or in the ring, he has Cerro Miedo.
Him and Rob Gronkowski form a tag team.
I've always said
it called the tight ends.
No, I have always said there should be a faction. It should be Rob Gronkowski, George Kittle, and Travis Kelce.
Yes.
Not so wrestling.
The tight end bros. The tight end bros.
I'm sorry, but that could be misconstrued like the tag team in Chicago called the Bang Bros.
Wow, yeah.
There is a tag team in Chicago, in the Chicagoland area, that's nicknamed the Bang Bros.
Oh my God, I'm sure.
One guy's name is Danny Bang.
I guess that's why Sheamus and Drew McIntyre dropped their team named the Banger Bros.
Well, yeah.
They probably got misinterpreted a couple of times. I mean, probably had some.
That's why the Bang Bros are named the tag team you don't search on Google.
That's right.
Wow.
Wow.
As soon as we mentioned that, it made me thinking that we should call them the tight end bros. That's a little far on that. That might get misconstrued. But yeah, to be honest, it's this draft is a really good draft for a lot of people, a lot of teams. So we'll see what this season brings. I mean, anything is possible. Really, that's all the football news I have. Anything else you guys want to quickly jump in before we before we move on?
I do wanted to point this out because I've been looking on the ESPN app.
Yes.
As of 1:00 today, it has been confirmed or almost confirmed that former Raiders wide receiver Henry Rose III is going to plead guilty in that fatal DUI case.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yes.
Yes.
You are right. I forgot about that.
They're saying that he's going to serve anywhere between 3 to 10 years in a Nevada state prison.
Yep.
I really hate that because the dude had a bright future.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah,
but
he did.
Screwed it up.
Screwed it up, yeah.
That's what happens when you make mistakes. But at least he's taking the responsibility. That's all that matters. So also real quick before we move on to the next topic, I just want to say congratulations to AEW because AEW sold 35,000 tickets for All In Wembley today, just alone in the pre-sale.
Good.
Congratulations to AEW on that one. I just wanted to point that out real quick before we get rolling on our next topic. And also real quick, score update. Miami is up by 2 right now, 49-47 as they're getting ready to close out the half.
Whoa.
Very tight game.
Close game. And the Florida Panthers are up 2-1 over the Toronto Maple Leafs right now.
Nice. Any other games going on right now in the NHL, Joey? I'm getting ready to head to the site now.
No. The only other game coming out later tonight is going to be Game 1 between the Seattle Kraken and the Dallas Stars, and that's at 10:00.
Okay, cool. Yep. All right. Let's go to Major League Baseball. Good news for the White Sox with them being on such a big losing streak, which is making me nauseous. They have brought back Tim Anderson. So they brought back one of their premier hitters off of the IL. So that's great news for the White Sox to get back one of their premier hitters and catcher.
Yeah. And I saw that you guys did a story last week on White Sox player Liam Hendricks being cancer free, and I just wanted to say congratulations to the guy. I mean, he's had a hard battle. He's been in and out of the hospital, and I'm just ready to see him get back out there on that field doing what he does best, and that is play the game of baseball.
Absolutely. It was awesome to read that news. And also, I want to point out another wrestling note. Definitely want to say congratulations to former MLW star and free agent Richard Holiday. He's a former tag team partner of MJF and MLW. He came out at a local show. I think it was either Beyond Wrestling, Defy Wrestling. I'm trying to remember which one. But he came out and announced that he is cancer-free after battling Hodgkin's lymphoma. He is in remission now.
Awesome.
And mind you, he's not even up near 30 years old yet. The guy is.
Wow.
He's already had a hard battle, but he's a guy who's a very, very good wrestler, future star, and I think he's going to be one of the best talents out there. So, definitely good news to hear that Richard Holiday is right now in remission and doing well. So, hopefully, he'll be able to continue his wrestling career and hopefully get signed by a big company. Also, real quick. Since we're talking Major League Baseball right now, Tampa Bay's up on Pittsburgh 4-1 in the bottom of the 6th. The Braves are up 3-0 on the Marlins in the top of the 8th.
ATL.
Yep. Watch the Nationals are up on the Cubs, top of the 6th. 1-0. Guardians are up on the Yankees, 2-0, top of the 6th. Blue Jays are up on the Red Sox 6-3, bottom of the fifth. White Sox losing to the Twins 1-0.
Hey, it's early.
Yep.
Fucking help me. Orioles and Royals are tied at 3 apiece, top of the fourth. Angels of Anaheim up over the Cards 4-0. Diamondbacks up on the Rangers 2-1 in the top of the second. San Fran up on Houston 1-0. The Colorado Rockies and Milwaukee Brewers are right now doing warm-ups. And then later tonight we got Cincinnati taking on the Padres. You got the Mariners taking on the A's. We got Phillies taking on the Dodgers, and the Mets of Detroit were postponed today due to weather.
You know, there's one thing I gotta say real quick, and that is the New York Yankees had better be praying their hearts out that Aaron Judge returns to that lineup soon, because ever since he went on the injured list, they have struggled big time. The Yankees have done nothing but struggle, even with Judge in the lineup all season. So, I mean, it's still very early in the baseball season. Anything can happen, but as far as what we've seen right now, the Yankees need help.
Yeah.
Yeah, you need your best players out there contributing, and the fact that Judge is not out there, like, it's just again.
And Giancarlo Stanton too.
Oh my gosh, dude.
Stanton cannot stay healthy to save his freaking life.
No, he can't. He can't.
Oh, dude, I'm posting this video in the group chat. You must see it. You know the Washington Nationals, they have their thing. They have their thing where they have the characters of the different presidents racing each other, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Well, let's just say that they had a little problem. A lot of the presidents did, and it was at the AEW stars. Let's just say kind of ended the streak of George Washington, who was 15-0, and it happened when the race went down. Wheeler Yuta appeared and chokeslammed one of the guys through a table.
Oh, dang.
And then when George Washington went up to the finish line, he got one person in front of him that prevented him from winning. Orange Cassidy.
Oh,
Wow.
He tried to get past Orange. He tried to do a sidestep on him. Orange hit him with the orange punch, knocked him out, and it allowed one of the other presidents to win.
Nice.
Little AEW presence at the Nationals game today. So Orange Cassidy, Cassidy, man. Wheeler Yuta. So
I do want to point out real quick though, even though this is one of the main rivals for the Atlanta Braves, we can't let the show go off on the air without mentioning that only 159 days since having Tommy John surgery, Bryce Harper from the Philadelphia Phillies is in the starting lineup, and he will be the designated hitter tonight for the Phillies against the LA Dodgers. Only 159 days. This dude was facing a near 300 to 400 day time period without playing baseball. But after only 159 days, he's back in the lineup. That is just incredible.
It's a little less than 5 months.
Yeah. Absolutely incredible.
Yeah,
How big of a comeback he's made.
Oh yeah, definitely glad Bryce Harper's back doing his thing. And that's amazing that he's back that quickly from that type of procedure. As we know, it takes players out for almost a year. Only took him less than 5 months to come back from.
Yeah.
That's like Edge coming back from torn groin surgery or torn Achilles, coming back in 8 months when he was supposed to be out 14.
Dude's a machine.
Yeah.
Like he's now I think the bats in Philadelphia are going to start flying. Like that's amazing that he was able to come back at that time of being out.
Oh yeah. Anything else you guys want to cover before we get out of here today?
Oh yeah. We couldn't leave the show if we didn't bring this knucklehead up. Dillon Brooks.
Oh
Dillon
yes.
Brooks.
Yes, it was announced today that Dillon Brooks. It was announced today that the Grizzlies have no interest at all, no interest whatsoever, to be completely honest, in re-signing Dillon Brooks at all. For all the shit that he's talked, all the stuff that he's done, all the heel tactics he's tried to pull. Guess what? He is now without a team.
See ya.
Like Kevin said in the chat, he better learn how to speak Chinese and learn how to eat some orange chicken, because that's where he's going to be next year.
I couldn't be reminiscent if we didn't bring this guy up. I mean, save the best for last. I mean, this guy has been the greatest walking, talking shit show in professional sports for the year of 2022, 2023. I mean, he continues to talk all of his shit, and it doesn't work at all. I mean, you talked all this shit about the Lakers, and what did LeBron and them do? They beat y'all's asses and sent y'all's asses packing your bags back home to Memphis. Joey, go ahead.
I gotta say, hearing Dillon Brooks talk about all this shit reminds me of a certain somebody.
Who?
Yeah, you guys might know him. He was a former NBA player. His name is Kendrick Perkins.
Oh yeah, the Mr. Media guy. Yeah. Mr. Media.
I mean, we're seeing Kendrick Perkins 2.0 with Dillon Brooks.
27 years of age, and this guy continues to run his mouth. Like he said, "Oh, they don't give me an opportunity to be better because you're constantly running your mouth
and you're practicing your dance moves in the tunnel, lean onto the court instead of working on your actual game."
Yeah,
I have more to offer, but they won't let me show it. Dude, give me a break.
Yeah, exactly. If you had more to offer, I mean, if he really had more to offer, we would have seen it in this series against the Lakers. But nope, we didn't.
No, not at all.
But it's good.
Yeah, just enjoy speaking Chinese and eating orange chicken next year, Dillon.
Don't worry, he'll be in it. Don't worry, him and Dwight Howard will be having a contest in the 3-point shooting.
Oh shit.
Yeah, and I mean, just it's remarkable, right? I mean, he said LeBron's old. LeBron's not going to do nothing. LeBron in game 2 put up a 40-point game on you. 20 plus points, 20 plus rebounds, 40 plus point game out of LeBron. And then to cap off your shit talking, you said during this series that the Lakers don't impress me. LeBron can't even score 40. He's that old. Well, he may not have scored 40 in this series. He put up a 40 game on you. Again, 20 plus, numbers. And then in game 6, they beat you by 40. The ironies of ironies rearing their heads on you. And honestly, Memphis was the worst number 2 seed in NBA playoffs history. All the hype that surrounded this Grizzlies team, they amounted to absolutely nothing.
Nothing.
And this all starts from last year against Golden State. They talked all this trash and they can't back it up. He talked all this trash during the regular year against the Warriors, against, every team that was a heavyweight contending team. Do you see the Warriors? Do you see even the Lakers? Do you see the Celtics, the Sixers, the Bucks, the Heat, all of these, the Suns, the Nuggets, everybody? Do you see these teams running their mouths? No. They let their actions speak louder than their words on the basketball court versus their mouth. And that's what Dillon Brooks is notorious. Yeah, Dillon Brooks. Yeah, I may have botched his name.
There you go, Dillon Brooks. There you go.
I may have botched his name on accident, but you know what? It was also on purpose too, because that's what Dillon Brooks does. He builds bricks. He builds brick after brick after brick. He can't shoot because he doesn't focus on the game.
Yep.
Pathetic. Absolutely pathetic. And everybody on Twitter has been trolling him, and rightly so, because he doesn't do nothing for this league. Yeah, he brings entertainment to the league because his mouth is constantly running.
He's got diarrhea of the mouth and constipation of the brain.
He's got diarrhea of a madman.
Okay, that made no sense. I'm sorry, but Lulu by Metallica made more sense than that joke.
Yeah.
The drum sound on Saint Anger
Had more better. Sense. Yeah, exactly. But this guy is just a buffoon. I mean, it never ceases to amaze me.
As Dr. Phil once said, Steven, you are an idiot.
You are an idiot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dummy. Yeah.
It is just like it's amazing. Like
it is.
Like Morant, all the injuries that he had this year, and Taylor Jenkins and this organization they don't have the experience, and just the inexperience, reared its ugly head. And just I'm not surprised, and we're not surprised, because even we predicted on this show last week, it wouldn't surprise us if the Lakers did beat the Grizzlies in this series because of the lack of focus, the lack of discipline. And it all stems from, now I know Kevin said this on the show last week, that when Dillon Brooks had the groin shot to LeBron in game number 2, that, yeah, he was going for the ball. Yeah, or game 3, I get that. But at the same time, even though it was a basketball move, but when you go for the ball, and then like that, and they call it what they think they see, the reason why they keep him out of the game is because of his track record.
Yeah.
So, yeah, enjoy your time in China. Speaking Chinese there, Mr. Bricks. Enjoy the time.
Yeah, absolutely. Anybody else want to get into anything before we call it a day?
I think I'm good.
All right. All right, then, as long as everybody's good, unless Kevin's got another rant on somebody he likes to talk about.
No, I don't have a rant.
Okay. We'll wait until after the Golden State series is over. We'll see what happens.
There you go.
We'll just wait for Anthony Davis to continue to fall apart like Mr. Potato Head.
He's fucking. I'd said before, he's Buzz Lightyear for Toy Story when he jumped off the railing.
Not a fun.
Yeah.
All that training wasted. All the years of training wasted. Sitting there with his one arm off, sitting on the table. Where he's so messed up, he's playing tea with the doll.
Yeah, and speaking of Toy Story, real quick, I think I can hear the quote ringing in my head about Dillon Brooks. You're a sad, strange little man.
Which he is.
And of course, in Toy Story, Woody asked Buzz to give him a hand, and Buzz literally threw his hand over there.
Hey, Anthony Davis, block the shot. There goes his arm.
Oh man, can't believe a Toy Story. Can't believe a Toy Story plug just got put in here. Speaking of plugs, Mission Pro Wrestling has a show coming up June 10th called Mission Pro Wrestling True Colors. It's going to be at the Salvation Army in San Antonio, Texas. Go check it out. Tickets are on sale now. And of course, sponsorships are open for shows and talent. Email them at missionprowrestling@gmail.com. Check them out. Mission Pro Wrestling had a great show recently. And it was an awesome show. Genocide retaining the Mission Pro Wrestling title over Wyand. What a great match it was. Great job. Great show overall. Definitely check them out, missionprowrestling.com, June 10th at Salvation Army in San Antonio, Texas.
And Genocide will take on Jasmine Allure for the Mission Pro Wrestling Championship on that night.
Thank you, Steven, for that one. That was great. All right. And shout out to our boy Brian as well.
And we know Brian's happy about his Texans absolutely stealing the draft. I mean, just
yeah,
Brian
is one happy man. I'm sure of that. And that's pretty much it. So let's do it. Final thoughts, boys. KR, let's go with you, bud.
Yeah, it was good talking another week of sports. It was a wild week in sports with NFL, NHL, MLB, and NBA. But I'm glad it's a wild week because that makes more content to talk about, more shit to rant on. But anyway, hope it keeps it up, and another good week in sports is in store for us. So from me, I hope everybody has a good rest of the week.
Absolutely. Joey?
Once again, another great show with you guys. Love being able to come on here for yet another week. My time of being back full time is coming back sooner rather than later, and I'm looking forward to being back on here full time. Love talking all different types of sports, ranging from football to basketball to baseball to hockey. It was incredible. But there's one more thing that I want to do real quick before I say peace for the night. And that is the fact that one of us in just 2 days is going to be turning the Dirty 30.
Yes.
And that, of course, is Mr. Kevin Rory. Happy early birthday, bro. Happy early birthday.
Yes, happy early birthday, brother.
Happy birthday, bro.
Absolutely, man. Hopefully it's a great day. You get to enjoy with your family. And of course, from all of us at our Nation Sports Show, of course, we wish you a happy birthday, my friend. So we got you. But definitely great show with you guys. Oh, wait, Steven. That's right, my man. Close it out like you know how to do.
And always a great show with you guys talking about the world of sports. And also as well, this weekend, me, Kevin, and Joey are going to be hanging out together. And it's going to be a lot of fun. They're going to be playing Madden and probably playing 2K and whatever the hell they decide to do. And we're going to have a lot of fun. And plus,
I do want to point out real quick that we'll be able to watch some good NBA basketball because we'll be able to watch Game 4 between the Sixers and the Celtics, which is going to be Sunday at 3:30.
That's right.
Also, don't forget this weekend is WWE WrestleMania Backlash.
Yes, it is on May 6th.
Yep, which features the singles in-ring debut of Bad Bunny as he takes on Damian Priest in a San Juan street fight.
Yep,
and as well as, of course, title matches and all that good stuff, too. Pay-per-view as well. GCW also this weekend, to quickly point that out as well, and all that. So, Steven, continue with your thing.
And also, shout-outs real quick to also some people of our Nation's Corner crew are going to be out there in Jersey this weekend.
Yeah, for the
80s Wrestling Con, and Busted Open will be there live from 12 to 2 Eastern, or 12 to 2 Eastern Standard Time at the 80s Wrestling Con. So if you're in the Jersey area, go out there, support Busted Open, go out to the con, have a good time. And again, shout out to some of our crew that's going to be out there this weekend. Hope you guys have a great time. And don't forget to follow us on Twitter at Owen_Sports Show, Facebook.com/Nation Sports Show. And also don't forget, we are live on most Tuesday nights on YouTube.com/Our Nation Sports Show. And also don't forget to follow the Nation's Corner on Twitter at Nation's Corner. Everywhere else on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, it is at the Nation's Corner. And with that being said, Ezra, wrap us up, my friend.
Sure thing, man. Thank you guys for joining us as always. Thank you to the Core 4 here, plus our boy Randy, who's always the spirit. Thank you to William Gyron, Mike Grovian, Mike, Big T, everybody who checked into the chat. We appreciate you all. Everybody watching is now live or later on. Also, it's been a couple days since then, but happy 14th anniversary to Busted Open Radio. 14 years ago, a man named Dave LaGreca started this radio show for wrestling fans, and it turned into 1 hour a week to all 7 days a week with the podcast on Sundays and 3 hours a day. What a great program it is. And of course, thank you to all the hosts, past and present, whether it be Bully, Mark, Tommy, Ryan, all the OG hosts, all the producers, Alex Metz, the lovely Gabby Laspiza, Ariel Simpson currently, Andre, the producing giant, Mike, the video guy, Big boss man, Eddie Priscilli, Paul Ehrlich, everybody. Thank you all. Thank you to everybody for 14 years of Busted Open. I'm glad to be a part of this crew. I know Steven is too. And without Busted Open, the Nation's Corner or our Nation Sports Show would not exist. So thank you to you guys for giving us the inspiration for these shows. And Dave, thank you so much for everything you do. And I know some of the crew will see you this weekend. And I hope to see you at an AEW event, hopefully at All Out later this year. And we'll get a chance to chat it up and hang out for a little bit, hopefully. But that's enough for me. So with that being said, for Kevin Rory, for Joey Thornton, for our boy Randy Gyron, and for Big Stevie Wyand, I am Ezra Vickery. We will see you right here next week for another awesome, great edition of our Nation Sports Show. Take care, everybody. Have a great week and enjoy all the sports. Peace out, everybody. Rest in peace, Jeff Hanneman, 10 years later.
Turn me